All right, welcome back to our National Signing Day Special, 2017 National Signing Day Special. Joe Zagacki with Don Bailey Jr. Can you remember your signing day? Did you have a big party?
Absolutely.
Did you play the hat game? Huh?
I was raised under Joe Brodsky, Mikey Smitsky, Walt Frazier. There's no hat games with that bunch. It's you make your decision, you stick with your commitment. That's where you're going to go.
All right.
That's no hat games now.
Okay. University of Miami signing up players, and we'll continue throughout the afternoon. Joining us, Director of Player Personnel Matt Doherty is with us, and well, this is your big day, isn't it, Matt?
It is. It is. It's like draft day. It's the best.
And what's it been like for you assembling this class? We'll get to some of the names in a moment, but putting this together for Coach Richt, what's it been like for you?
It's been awesome. It's been awesome. I was so excited to come back and just see the very intense focus on the Tri-County area first and foremost, especially from a defensive standpoint. But really, regardless of position, if we can't find what we're looking for in Dade, Broward, or Palm Beach County, he better be special if we're going beyond that. So just to see that philosophy embraced and adhered to from start to finish, that's been a lot of fun to be a part of.
Matt, it's only going to get better. I mean, when I look at this, I mean, we're all smiles, and this is year one. I mean, you're not going to get the residual effects of Coach Richt visiting parks of 6th and 7th graders for 5 and 6 and 7 years, and the ability for the locals to get to know the staff members that they've never met, and it's just amazing on the energy that this recruiting class has created, not only locally, which is very, very important, but nationally as well.
Yeah, I mean, I think you saw that today with some of the guys that have jumped in the boat from a national standpoint. DJ Johnson, we can talk about. That one just came through the fax machine just before I walked in the door here. The other one that was a little more highly publicized, not so much. We'll get to. Coach Dugan's is fist pumping back there, but DJ's from the West Coast, so and he arguably to me is the best player, at least in Northern California, if not the entire state, and will be an immediate impact guy, especially considering who will be developing him. But just nobody wants to talk about the 2018 class, but that's my job is to look ahead and know who we're going to be targeting, 2, 3, 4 years down the road, and. We actually color code our board, just speaking, in line with what you're talking about in the Tri-County area. We color code our board to reflect who is from that Tri-County area, and then who is from the state of Florida beyond that, and then nationally. And we have our guys in green who are from Dade, Broward, and Palm Beach, and the 18 board is almost entirely, I mean, from top to bottom in the green. So we're going to be able to find exactly what we need to find to compete for a championship in that area.
Let's look at it this way for today. There are a couple of areas of need.
Yep.
So let's start with offensive line, because it might be one of the greatest offensive line classes the University of Miami's had since they recruited Don Bailey's class.
But Lucino was the only one, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Donaldson, Dykstra, Gator, Herbert, and Herbert was a late flip from Michigan. So
Herbert's a guy I chased at 2 different programs, so I'm glad he saw the light and chose correctly, in my opinion. But knocked it out of the park. Stacy Searles, unbelievable job. That's a testament to him and the work he put in, and just consistently chipping away and developing relationships and never taking no for an answer, not quitting on anybody. There were plenty of times where he could have just thrown his hands up and said, this guy's solid to here, or we don't have a shot at this one. It's just we got here too late. None of that. He's just persevered through the entire thing, and you look at the haul he got. We got exactly what we were looking for as far as tackle bodies, length, foot athletes on the outside, and then guys like Corey Gaynor, who are just exactly the type of mentality we're going to be looking for inside center guard flexibility.
And when you stay with this offensive line group, you have 5, and what is it, 3 are from Dade, Broward, and then you've got a Georgia, which I don't know that there's ever been an offensive lineman from the state of Georgia at the University of Miami. I mean, so that's an inroad that's important to have, because that state and that region produces a ton of offensive linemen. And then you go to Iowa, which I don't know if there's been one from Iowa either.
We went to Iowa and beat the Hawkeyes.
Just
take a guy that
at their
recruited.
position.
Exactly.
So I mean, that is a testament to Coach Searles, but also where this program is and what Coach Richt has brought to this program as well.
Absolutely, absolutely. I think, well, I mean, Coach Rick's name obviously carries a lot of weight in the state of Georgia, still to this day. So there were relationships there previously. DJ Dallas, who's here and enrolled and everything at Glenn Academy in Brunswick, he jumped in the boat and went right to work recruiting Zalante Hillary, who's the tackle you're talking about from the state of Georgia. And you know, we plan on having a presence in that state and around the Southeast, but it all stems back to he better be special, because if we can't find him in Dade, Broward, or Palm Beach, only then will we venture beyond that.
So in reality, in some respects, you're almost the sales manager of this program. And so when you have positions, do you try and match the personality of a person that you have on staff that ties in well with that, or how do you divide the regions, and how do you place who recruits who?
You know, it is a mentality sort of thing. We recruit to a mentality. I will say this: there will be some guys that it happens every year. You want to talk about the fans and folks that follow recruiting want to talk about the players you don't get. It's not about that. It's about the ones you do get. Trust me when I tell you, we got the right guys. We are recruiting to a mentality, and you're going to see a lot of grown men signing today and coming into our locker room this spring and summer. But to answer your question about the areas, it's more so just where the development of relationships has flourished the most. So we have 4 coaches in Dade County. We have 3 in Broward County. We have 2 in Palm Beach. Beyond that, it becomes, what are you familiar with geographically? Where have you had previous success? Todd Hartley is from the south central region of Georgia, so he hits that area. Thomas Brown has recruited the Atlanta metro area incredibly successfully in his days back at UGA, so he's planted there. So it just becomes more of a geographical familiarity strategy outside of the Tri-County area, but within that crux of where we really want to do our business, it is relationship driven.
Another area of need, secondary.
Yeah.
2 safeties, 2 corners. Bandy, everybody in the country wanted Bandy. Everybody in the country wanted Dean.
Yep.
So that helps you on the corner. You get 2 really good safeties in Carter and Smith.
Yeah. Amari Carter was one of the top targets on the board when I walked in the door here back almost a year ago to the day, and remained there from wire to wire. He kind of gave us a heads up that he was coming back in July at Paradise, and never wavered. Tremendous family. He'll see, obviously, a lot of the field very early on, being here as an early enrollee. Derek Smith is just a prototype, looks like an NFL safety already. He's 6'1" plus, and he's carrying over 200 pounds. So he's certainly got the dimensions. He's a great developmental prospect for what we're trying to be in the secondary as far as field safeties are concerned. And then, like you said, at the corner position, Bandy is to a T what we're looking for in defensive backs. Just from an attitude standpoint, plays with urgency. You'll hear our secondary coaches say that word a lot. But he is a Manny Diaz player, if there ever was one. And I can't wait to see him get turned loose. He'll play nickel. He'll be able to play on the outside. And then Dean, of course, you know, we lost 2 corners. We gained 2 corners. Dean is just what the doctor ordered, if you ask me. He's a guy with age and experience. He's got the length like you're talking about. He's a legitimate 6'2", and he's documented 4'3". So he's going to see the field very, very early because, like I said, he's just what the doctor ordered. We needed a guy with some experience and some age to add to the room.
4'3", that was my 40 time.
Yeah.
All right, Matt, thanks very much. Appreciate it. Your boss is outside, so he's coming up next.
Yeah, my phone's ringing.
All right, very good. All right, that's Matt Doherty joining us. And when we come back, University of Miami head coach Mark Richt joins us for an overview of today's class. So stay with us as we continue. Coach Richt is coming up next, right here on our National Signing Day show.